Hi, I'm Jake, and welcome to the newest podcast on YouTube called Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show, where I interview people involved with kids shows and more from our childhoods. We'll be sharing our favorite memories, talk behind the scene moments, and so much more. I'm your host, Jake Deffinbaugh, and welcome to this Happy Nostalgia Show episode. Sup, y'all? Well, we're here. The first episode, or I should say, the inaugural episode of the brand new podcast. And not just y'all, what I said earlier, hello everyone. But anyways, welcome to the first episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. I'm your host as always, Jake Deffinbaugh. That's, my name is right there. See on that corner. But anyways, there's going to be some crazy first episode that I'm excited for first episode. I have nothing else to say, but I'm just stoked at what I'm saying right now, to begin with, honestly. So I'm just glad for starting this podcast. It's because I just want to make podcasts where there's I'm glad there's some podcasts that's kind of like this in a way. I just wanted to spread more of the nostalgic moments, the childhoods that people gives from the early days that air on show, the shows that can still remembered, that it can be very I have nothing else to say, but I want to say this, I'm glad that I made this podcast, and here we are, the first episode. Anyways, without further ado, I have some co-hosts with me that's going to be in this episode, and of course, same as probably for a lot more episodes to come for this podcast, more episodes of this podcast, not just the first episode. But anyways, the first co-host I'm going to bring here, he's one good friend of mine since couple years, and I've seen other co-hosts that's going to bring, and his name is Chris. Chris, how are you?
Hi everyone. I'm good. Glad to be here.
I'm great to be here too, because the first guest we're having is just amazing that we both of us grew up that show, and that's the only thing I'm saying. But anyways, like I said, I just don't know what I'm saying right now. How much excited I am, because there's nothing better than the first episode where we're having. But anyways, the next co-host we're having is another good friend, and he was actually helping me for the other podcast, which is it's actually called Happy Dynamite's podcast, but that podcast is actually a Bonnie podcast, but something happened that we basically canceled the podcast. We're so busy, but right now the podcast is going to be more active, more episodes along the way, and it's going to be an amazing journey what we're going to experience for not just the guests we're having, but just the support we can give later on. But anyways, another person that's going to be here is Matthew. It's Matthew. Matthew, how are you?
I think you gotta let in his other one, Jake.
Oh, sorry about that. And
there you go.
Sorry about that. There we go.
Oh, I don't think we can hear you, Matthew.
Hold on.
Oh.
There you go.
We can hear you now, I think. Try saying something. No, we can't hear you anymore.
It's late, fine. Anyway, so and the guest that we're having today, which I don't know what happened, but we can discuss about it until we can get the person here. So, the, wow, the guests that we're having right now. Hold up, guys. Sorry about that because my Anyway, so the person we're having right now is the person who played Francis' character, which is the dad for the show. Which the show name Francis. Which he's the voice of Dad, and not just he worked for Francis. He also worked some shows as well.
Yes.
Like Team Ninja 2.
Dinosaurs. He worked on the Webulous World of Webulous World of Dr. Seuss, Dinosaurs, a couple Muppet related things as well. So he worked in a ton of Muppet related projects.
Yeah. And he also worked for a movie for a kids show that I actually remember, which is the Science Kid movie, which I think he did a voice on the character on that movie, which is actually pretty cool. But anyways, no more talking, no more. Let's give a round of applause to the first guest, Bruce Lanoil. Bruce, how are you?
Wow, I am honored to be the first guest in this epic podcast. Well done, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to do.
Welcome.
Yeah.
It's nothing better than the first guest. It's nothing better,
Nothing better. Nothing better than being first.
Yes, definitely for sure.
So Jake, do you like Jakey or Jake? What do you like to be called?
I honestly do not really mind, to be honest.
Fair enough.
I honestly don't really mind.
It's just good to be called by somebody. That's all.
Yeah. Very, very honest, truly, right there. Anyway, so without more talking, let's just get straight to this. And before we go into this, how's it feel for Bruce? How's it feel for you for doing like so much puppeting?
I know
voice,
it's
so much.
It seems like a whole lot. Yeah, but spread over a lifetime. Yeah, it's getting to do what you love to do is really what life is all about, And so you guys doing what you love to do, which is remember the things that bring people joy and comfort and connectivity, right? Because these are the things we remember as kids. They carry over to adults, and being a part of things like the Muppets, where there's generations and years of people. When they were children, they watched it, and then they introduce it to their children. Boy, it doesn't get any better than that, does it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right there.
It really does.
Right there where you said it's just.
Yeah, and it brings everybody together. And our world is very complicated, as you know, and everybody has different ideas on how to be happy and how to be safe and how to be to be entertained. But things that cross over that are not political, that are not trying to get people angry, or just trying to make people feel better, it's really, something that I'm very interested in, and I'm very lucky to have had such a big career in entertaining people. So I feel very fortunate.
Yeah.
No problem, my friend. No problem, for sure. But anyways, wait for what's happening right now for this, first episode. But let's get right into this. So, the first question that I'm going to give for this is that, how did you? I understand. I understand if you don't remember, because it's a long time. But I think you probably remember most of it. What I'm about to say. So, how you started how you started about making thinking about your lifetime that you just want to do a puppeteer, do a voice actor? Why you were you watched something that regards to it that you probably just wanted to do it. You just want to do it as a career, or how does it all started and
well, just like you guys. I mean,
today.
My parents, my mom took me to the movies when I was, I think, 5. And I really remember that. I remember holding my mom's hand and looking at the giant movie theater. And we went there for the first time. She wanted to show me the movies because she loved movies when she was a little girl. It was really important to her because they lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, very crowded, not a lot of personal space, not a lot of room for imagination. So movies were her escape. So when she took me to the movies when I was 5, my first movie was Mary Poppins.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah. So it was the original. So here's human beings dancing with cartoon characters. Here's human beings flying. Here's people getting things done with magic. And I thought, how is this possible that I can see this? It's happening in right in front of me. And how can I possibly do that in my life? It made me start to dream. You know, I grew up, you know, with difficult times. I was very heavy as a kid. So I was made fun of a lot and I was isolated a lot, but my mind and my spirit were encapsulated in myself, and everything I saw and everything I read, you know, Looney Tunes cartoons, you know, cereal in the morning. I would read the cereal boxes and they were all cartoon characters. Everything was brought to life. Everything had a voice. Everything was bigger than life. And I thought, you know, I have something inside of me that really wants to say something and try to do those things. How is this done? And I was living in New Jersey and in a small town, and I never thought that I'd move to Hollywood and I'd have the opportunity to make these things come to life. So I embraced acting. I wanted to be an actor. I didn't even know I could be a puppeteer. I had no reference for that. I saw some on television, and then when Sesame Street started, it blew my mind to see these incredible characters that were not talking down to me. They weren't like making kids feel, you know, lesser than they are. They were actually making them as equal as an adult. And I thought, that's how you talk to people. You talk to people as people. You know, everybody has a dignity and everybody has an intelligence that we cannot take for granted. And when you do that correctly with the people that I've worked with in my life, and you present, entertainment that everybody can sit together and watch and have something that says something to them, that's what I wanted to do. So that's my journey started very, very early, but puppets were never in my mind until college, where I saw a workshop, and it was a little sign with a hand, and it says, "Hey, you want a puppeteer?" And that was Sid and Marty Krofft's company. They did HR Puffin stuff and Lidsville and all those crazy shows where people were bouncing around in suits. And I thought, I don't know, but I trained in college as an actor, and I really wanted to break in, and I'll give it a try. And it turns out I could do lip sync because I was good at sports, and it was a coordination thing. So making my hand and my mouth talk together is a big part of puppeteering. So from there, the physical aspect, I started learning about how to pour my acting into a puppet, and so it became a whole lifetime. And I get to hang out with most amazing people. I'll show you a picture. This is my family on a set with Muppets Tonight. And this is Frank Oz with my kids. Look at that.
Oh, my goodness. Wow.
And there's Fozzie.
Cool.
That's awesome.
And my kids are turned away because I think Kraft Food Service came with milkshakes. So even Fozzie couldn't keep their attention because milkshakes were a lot better. So can you imagine being a child growing up on sets with people like Frank Oz, just talking to you through puppets? That's the magic.
Yeah, he was
of my
truly
life.
a legend.
It's amazing. Here's me with Fox and Socks. There's John Kennedy, great friend and amazing puppeteer. Look at that. We went to a school, my kids' school in New York, and so we did a little show. We brought the puppets, so my kids could be a part of it. And so it really has incorporated all the way through my life this incredible journey of playing with puppets and earning a living and making shows that obviously mean something to you guys, which I really, really, really appreciate.
Of course.
No problem. Of course, like what Chris said. But two things. I don't know why. I remember you said it like what you said about workshop. It kind of reminds me of Sesame Workshop because you think about doing it because of Sesame Street and all. And one like
magical.
I remember you said like where that your mom was so huge to movie theaters, and then you go and since you after you saw the movie and Mary Poppins, you're like you probably like your mom too, probably because you probably enjoyed so much after watching Mary Poppins.
Oh my gosh, she loved musicals especially.
Awesome.
The old-fashioned musicals. And it turns out that I got very lucky to be able, and I'm not a singer, but I sing in character, but I got to record a lot of songs. There's nothing more exciting to do a big musical number. One I remember, which I don't even know if you can even imagine. It was 3:00 in the morning. It was the end of the new Muppet movie, the one that came out in 2011.
Oh yeah.
I was doing Kermit's Arms. I was flat on my back in the middle of Hollywood Boulevard on a little rolly, like a skateboard, hands up in the air, okay? Yes. And I'm holding Kermit's arms, and it's the big finale where everybody, is dancing in the street, coming right toward camera, and I'm out in front, rolling in front of the crowd, doing choreography with the hands.
The very end. Oh wow, that's so awesome. Are you mean like the very end of the Muppets movie?
Sorry?
I talking about like the end of the Muppets movie.
Yeah, the reboot Muppet movie. I think it was about 10 years ago now.
Yeah.
So it's
crazy.
But we've done so many things since. In fact, go ahead. I'm sorry.
To be honest, the Muppets movie, the reboot, that I remember watching it in theaters. Oh my gosh, it's such. Even three of us even watched it like very like not really actually like a little while ago. And
we all watched it, like the three of us, like we watched the movie together kind of recently.
Yeah,
and I've seen that movie like countless times. I've seen it so many times.
It's just a sweet movie, It's
it is.
It is a sweet movie. It's such a good movie. That's all worth about.
Yeah.
Movie. That's how amazing that was. Of course, theme of the old one too, movie of it too. Anyway, so next question. So, what? Sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm ready.
Oh, okay. All right. It's fine.
I could just go on and on. I'd rather answer your questions.
Of course, you can say anything you want, man. Just Anyway, so next question. So, how's the experience for you being on the projects you've done in your career, like Francis, Dinosaurs, Team Unit 2, Synthesized Kid Movie, and basically what is your experience for doing all of those projects like that, like where I already experienced for doing now in your career? Like what is your experience for being part of it in general?
Well, every job is different, and you gain experience as a puppeteer, but your skills, like Batman has a utility belt, and he has, and if he needs something, he can reach in and use it, and then he goes, okay, this will work, and he'll try to make a situation better because of the skills and the tools that he has. So puppeteering has been that an accumulation of experiences and skill levels that you apply to the next job. The last job I did is sort of a secret. It's coming out in October. It's the Muppets Go to the Haunted Mansion. Now,
I heard about that. Is that on Disney Plus?
It's going to be on Disney Plus. It'll start, I think, in the beginning of October. So what happened when that show is that you think, what's that? I'm sorry, go ahead, Jake.
I'm just glad that I think both the old and the reboot of the Muppets movies are on Disney Plus. That's how I'm so glad, because how much they say like to the movie and the Disney Plus, that was just amazing. Anyways, keep on going.
No worries. No, it's the Muppets are reconnecting with the audiences. When we did the live shows, we did the Hollywood Bowl, and when we went to London at the O2, and we had crowds of 16,000, and in London there was almost 35,000 people watching the old-fashioned Muppet Show on the stage. And that's what the Muppets do best: is they sing and dance, and they tell jokes, and they make everybody feel and float away in a cloud of good feeling.
What the
because they don't have to be cutting edge and edgy and trying to be cool or TikTok-y. They have something, I think, richer and deeper than that, you know, which is everybody's included. Everybody has a place, and everybody wants to have a good time. And with that philosophy, you can't lose. But it's hard to navigate, you know, 3 or 4. It's been 50 years since you know, they've been introduced. So that's quite an amazing legacy. And to be a part of something where you're passing the torch, you know, to other generations, it's an honor and a privilege, and you want to just do your best work every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Anyways, do you have other like things where you said from that other question that Wyatt just said, just in case, about your experience about being part of Francis, other projects? That's what I'm saying, just in case for.
Well, the thing about Francis and a lot of the things that I've done is that there's been great technology. I mean, I love cutting edge stuff, and I grew up watching the moon landing. I grew up watching people, you know, men going to the moon, and that, boy, that just it just fired my imagination, because I wanted to incorporate all those things into what I did for a living and what I did in the world. So what I got to do is work with animatronics. And because of the Jim Henson's Creature Shop, Jim Henson was one of the greatest innovators of our time. I mean, they got Walt Disney, you got Jim Henson. These people, they stand alone, and they saw things before they were even popular. Jim had ideas of things that are happening now because he just had this magical brain that could just see into the future and then make it happen in the present. And sometimes it wasn't things to actually support what Jim wanted to do, but he created control systems and he created animatronics. And then we went into what Francis was, which was it was virtual faces, and that was using the animatronics controls to take it to the digital world. You know, so in the past, I just got to do things with dinosaurs. As you can see, that they were control boxes like that. And there's me with my puppet head.
Nice.
And I spent a lot of time in dinosaurs looking at a face and then programming with these type of controllers. There were all different types in my life that would bring the face to life. So that was my job. And I had to learn that as they were creating it. So I was on the cutting edge. So for Francis, doing a full show in virtual world like we did was brand new. So it took a month to do all those shows, those 6 small shows. We were in like
big production.
We were in the Charlie Chaplin stage. Talk about history, because Brian Henson bought this stage years ago for a great price, and then he that's where the home of the Henson family is still happening. And on that stage, we used things that took both London and LA to bring to life. And they learned a lot from that show. And that's why that show isn't on the air. It was the prototype show that they're working out all the bugs. And that's why you got Sid the Science Kid, and you've got, Word Party, and just countless other shows that the Henson Company and family have put out. And it was so much fun to be a part.
Francis from that.
Exactly. Being a part of the, the creation of that kind of technology. So there's nothing more fun than to do something for the first time. And so for this last show I did with the Muppets, we use an AR wall, which they're using on The Mandalorian and other things for Lucasfilms, where it's basically a holodeck, you guys. It's a virtual world where you're immersed with a ceiling piece and side panels. Wherever you go, they created in the computer the entire mansion. So the show is shot in a smaller studio, but with this amazing magical screen, and you'll see the results. It's absolutely breathtaking.
Yes.
I mean, I was so excited to be in front of that technology, because I wanted to see how it works and how it looks on camera. And I'm telling you, when it works right, it's obviously pure magic. Because look at the places they take us on a TV show now. Isn't it incredible?
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the movies and spend $200 million. Now it's trickled down to television and games, and everything is merging. So our worlds are more immersive, and it's so exciting to be even closer to the characters we love, isn't it?
It's crazy how much the industry has changed.
Yeah,
over the years.
It truly is.
Yeah.
But we can tell so many stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So before I go into the next one, I'm just gonna say that I'm just stoked whatever you say, Bruce. It's just
Well, thank you.
My
wife doesn't think so. I'm glad you do.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. So anyway, so I'm not gonna try to make this like a very long thing of what one month says. So, do you still? Well, you did some of that earlier, but do you still have the thing? Next question says is that. Do you have other things that you basically have that's around you, like on your house, like that's from Francis, dinosaurs, wherever it's part of that you want to show?
I have some pictures, but I don't have. I have a lot of puppets, and I have some memorabilia. Mostly things like they give you set presents, little things that remind you of the time you had. But the crafting of the things that I use and the tools that I use are really, very special proprietary tools of the employers that have been gracious enough to give me a job and have me control them. But it's just the experiences and trying to figure out how to do things. I've done movies where I am invisible characters, like in Looney Tunes. I was the Looney Tune characters, but I wasn't ever on screen. I had rubber puppets so they can know exactly where things are in space. And here's pictures of me working with Brendan Fraser, creating an invisible type of situation. See, I'm putting a stick right here on his face, so he knows that the character is touching him with his hand. So I'm in a green suit, and I do a lot of invisible work to bring those characters to life for the people who are in front of the camera, because they have to pretend to see them.
Wow.
So that's been a technology that's been around for a long time. And we're still doing that. We still, as a puppeteer, are utilized as bringing the energy of those characters so they come to life for the actors as well as the audience. So that's a lot of fun. And, it's just like crazy. There I am squeezing his nose, but they'll take me out, of course. I'm in a green suit.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And it's really fun.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it is really fun for sure. It is.
Oh, great. There we go.
There we go. I think we lost you for a couple moments there.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, what are you trying to say now, Bruce?
Oh, I don't even know what I was saying. Just more blah blah blah.
Yeah, just so really, but of course, showing just those pictures is really amazing. But of course, I know you don't really have much of that's dinosaurs or for instance, because for instance, dinosaurs kind of like a long time ago shows that but of course, if you want to show more stuff that you're part of that I've been mentioned so many times right now. Well, I should say the whole interview. Feel free to share during any question I said. But anyway, so before I go in there, I'm going to show something. So it kind of sucks in a way where I remember there's a witch you're going to have bread jam for Francis. Like, do you ever? But
I love that book.
I think but it never never has never shown on stores or anything where it wasn't available. Which, because I think it was originally there's some happens on some libraries, which is like New York libraries, but I think it never happens anymore because I remember you trying to contact about it.
Yeah. There was a Francis DVD that was released that had the first 3 episodes, and then there was going to be another DVD that had the last 3, but it was never released publicly for some reason.
I know a lot of that, because a lot of the reason for that is marketing. It's something that they don't put a lot of money into because there's not a lot of money to be made unless there's a big push. The business of show business. Sometimes some of the things that you do they're not profitable enough for the companies.
Yeah, for the companies that it can, so for sure. Yes, we have that. Yes, we have that thing. But the way I think you'll be. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, anyway, so
it's a shame that I did earlier on DVD.
yeah, that's because Friends is a good show, because you know how so much fans wanted it, but it's only 6 episodes, so it's really understandable. Have only which have 2, but of course one that wasn't really. But anyways, what should I say now, Bruce?
Oh, I'm just waiting on your questions. Yeah, we're working through it.
I'm hoping in one way, shape, or form, in the future, we get to see the remaining episodes of Francis that I guess were going to be released on DVD, but weren't
Oh my gosh! Yes, definitely for sure.
Well, they're streaming everything. Perhaps they'll stream that show on one of the big, I'm sure they'll make a deal for it. I mean, they brought back everything else that I've done, and Dinosaurs is streaming, and Timmy the Tooth is streaming. I mean, these things are available, so hopefully, you guys can watch it somewhere else on one of the new streamers, since they are bringing everything back that was made because they need content.
Hope in the future, but it depends, how much support that Francis fans want to get that on the streaming, because that's what we only hope that.
Maybe make a petition. Yeah.
Petition for sure. Oh my gosh, that's one of the things that happened. There's more than 25,000 people that sign a petition for banning the Big House to be on Disney Plus.
Or I have an idea, Jake. Why don't you start dancing? And it's I'm not going to stop dancing until you bring back this show. So you just do this marathon dance, and people say, "Oh, we got to save Jake. He's going to die if he's dancing too much." So maybe you make it a whole event.
Yes, that would be perfect.
I don't know if you're up for it. Can you dance for 24 hours, Jake, to save the show? You just go, please, Francis, please, and just keep going. It's just an idea.
That would be perfect.
I swear you're so funny, Bruce.
You could drive your friends crazy.
Bruce, you're so funny. You're so funny, Bruce. I can't say it.
It's about having fun. You gotta have fun, guys.
Yeah,
that's what part for your life. Anyways, so I actually have I know there's a bedtime for Francis, the book of it. It was actually the book of it, but it was actually remastered because of the show and all. And yes, it actually has the
I don't even have that.
The book of it.
I haven't seen the Francis book in so many years.
But it was remastered like this is because of the show. But I'm glad that you've seen this for so long. But also, it's not just a book, but it's also, if you put the thing up, it's also a DVD that comes with it too.
That's great. When did you get that? How long ago? Is that newish or is it long ago?
It was actually, I think it was only released probably almost 10 years ago now. But I actually got it for my birthday. So
that's really cool.
It's bedtime for Francis. That's only DVD that's been at least for Francis as of right now, I should say. Anyway,
So, go ahead, Jake.
You can say.
So I was wondering, even though the show only had 6 episodes, do you have a favorite? Out of the 6 episodes that you did?
Oh, wow. I like when we had the talent show and everybody had to get up in the family and do some kind of act. That was kind of fun.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then also.
Yes. I remember that episode.
And also go ahead. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
Oh, no.
You can refresh my memory because it's a blur because we were working so hard on the shows. I don't remember the exact things we had to do. We just had to keep going because it was so hard to keep the system running. It's much like this. There would be glitches. There'd be a lot of downtime because you had a whole stage of motion capture, which is such a difficult and time sapping process. So it took us a very long time to make the shows. So it broke up a lot of the content of what we were doing. But it's so much fun to do. But it's hard work, Gotta tell you.
I'm sure.
Yes.
But
yes.
Yeah.
For for Francis and the science kid, the virtual world show in a way. It's from Jim Henson coming in. Both of them are the same edit.
Yeah.
And they have the actual.
Well, the science kid.
Those shows.
Yeah, the Sid the Science Kid movie, and I had limited contact with Sid the Science Kid. I did the movie, but I was brought in at the very end when they had Sid's dog, and I kid you not, you know what they did? They hired a Great Dane, a real dog, and they put the dog in mocap suits with the balls, and they put the dog in the space. So my actor, who I was working with, was a dog, and so I had
that's crazy.
Well, the dog's head turned left or right, so I had to have the control of the dog's neck to make sure the dog could look, at Sid and the things that it was supposed to look at in the scene, because the dog, was not, you couldn't tell the dog watch the screen and look at the actors. So we actually had this sweet, wonderful dog that was the body performer for the character, creating the animation, and then I would do the head and the neck. So that was an incredible experience, and I tried to make his tongue work, and pant and stuff. So that was a lot of programming, and it was very hard to do. And I think at the end they took the tongue out because it was just too complicated to animate. But you try to keep pushing the envelope and making it more and more real, which I love to do. I think the more realistic the people feel comfortable and see it, the more you can tell the story, and more people get into the character. So that was a real big challenge. So there's all kinds of fun things to do, as a puppeteer. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just awesome. But anyway, so next question: what we said about the movie earlier back in saying what in the Muppets movie?
Other things about the Muppets movie?
You can. I don't care. You can say what movies you're part of, not just the Muppets movie.
Well, it just puppets in general. To have a life of puppets, I did this special with. If you can guess who that is, that's Dolly Parton. I don't know if guys know who Dolly Parton is.
Oh yeah, Dolly Parton.
Oh my god!
There you go. And this was years ago when I first started.
Yeah,
This was these puppets are. They're from the Peppercorn Players.
What was it like to?
Wow.
Now, what was it like to work with all those really famous, because I'm sure like during your time as a puppeteer you worked with all sorts of celebrity guests, especially on the Muppets, where you got to work with
one of them.
Yeah. So what was that like to get to work with all those famous actors and
Really, there's nothing like it. I got to tell you. I mean, this is my first movie, and I was, you don't see me, but I was this. I did 2 movies.
Is that Whoopi Goldberg?
3 movies with Whoopi, yeah. So I co-starred. I played this. This it was a buddy cop. They were buddy cops, and the genetically modified dinosaurs that were people-sized, and we were solving a crime because they were killing all the dinosaurs, and we had to stop the crime. And it was bizarre. So she wasn't that happy doing the movie, but she was amazing to me and to us, and we got through it and became friends through that movie. And then I saw her in Monkey Bone, and she played God, which she is anyway. She's a magical person. So celebrities are like everyday people in a way. They have their happinesses and they have their sadnesses, and they have the things that they do really well, or they're really interested, or they're not interested.
People have it every time,
Exactly. So some people you get along with really great, and some people you don't. But for the most part, they're grateful and happy to have the careers. Work with Lady Gaga. I was a dancing chicken, and so we did this musical number in a special, and it's just so much fun to create with these people who have told stories, and as a kid I've watched them, and then to meet them and to work with them. Yeah, it's like a real big rush, guys. It's such an exciting experience, and you want to just do your best job and give your best character to tell the best story with them. So when you get an opportunity, it's about being ready and then being open for whatever comes next.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely, for sure.
Being prepared.
So yes, for sure. Where your actions, what you're doing before you even think about about your dreams that you're doing, no matter whether it's a puppeteer or a singer or you can say whatever it is.
Exactly.
So what was she like feeling like doing the characters for or more or your things to talk about your experience for doing the Muppets movie or in the other movies that you part of, like say the Sonic movie is another of them too. Since you're a voice of one of the character from that movie or something, I forgot what's it called. Is that like a robot or something? But I don't remember.
I'm not sure myself, but just to close it out, it's just that I want to tell you guys and the people who are maybe watching this is that I was just a person who had no idea and no contacts and no way to know how can I get involved with puppeteering, acting, telling stories, doing TV shows, doing movies. It's something that you can do. Any of you can do. It's just a matter of learning what to do, getting trained.
I feel like what you're experienced for you doing the movies for the Muppets movie, the Sonic movie, or any shows that you even part of. I think it will be the same answer what you just said.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's a matter of being determined enough, finding out where.
No matter what you experience, you feel great.
Yeah, I mean,
no matter what, you feel great about being a part of it. You just have that same feeling. You're gonna have to feel like you have that same feeling, no matter what the project is.
And it has to be something.
But you just felt yourself very touched about being part of it. Part of that. What it makes
exactly, Jake. It's not easy. Being a part of it means that you have to, be ready for the hard work, be ready for things that you do a lot of things you don't want to do until you get to the things maybe you always wanted to do, but. There is paying dues. There is training. There is belief in yourself. It's very hard. But if you want to have that as a career,
it's hard. But sometimes it's hard to do. It's hard to do sometimes. Whenever it depends on what you're doing. But sometimes you get enough motivation, a lot of determination. You can do it.
Yeah, it's just like one of those things where they're like, to get to your goal, you might have to get through some obstacles along the way to, get to what you really want to do in life.
Absolutely, guys. And you're doing this podcast and you think, okay, it's just a podcast, but it's your first podcast and you're going to do probably many, many more and learn more about this. If this is your calling, if you guys want to do this more, this is your life. This is your journey. You guys are doing this together, having fun together, learning together, and sharing things with other people. So I applaud you, and we're all part of the same thing, which is bringing happiness and bringing joy to the people we love. So
this is why that's really the reason why I'm starting the podcast, anyways, because I just want to bring more joy of the moments that we have from the shows in the past. I just want to get back to them and have more memories. Okay, I'm not trying to make this off topic, but do you know about a podcast named Purple Roads, Bruce?
Oh, I think you froze again.
Yeah, it's froze again. I know you come out in a couple seconds. So,
there.
I know that. There you go. Okay, so what you said? So what you saying again, Bruce? So what I'm saying, what? Wait, I say again? Sorry, Chris. What I say?
You asked him about Purple Roads.
Yeah. Do you know a podcast named Purple Roads, Bruce?
No, I don't.
Basically, Purple Roads is a podcast which is hosted by one of the costume performers for Barney.
Oh, nice! That's fantastic.
Which is named Kerry Stinson.
And it's basically similar to what this podcast.
He's actually buying costume he's done that for over 2 decades, and oh my gosh, Kerry and Matt Bailey, who also works for Purple Roads, both of them are such an honest, really nice guys. They even mentioned me on one of the Patreon episodes, which really it's only on Patreon. And he also said happy birthday to me too. That's how much Barney fan I was, and how they've done that. That's what the joy is of what they're doing that to fans, not just the guests, but also the fans too. But
yeah, it's basically pretty similar to this podcast, where we talk to all these people from all these different projects, you know.
Yeah.
And
that's
you know, we talk about our stories, and then the people we interview, they talk about their stories, and you know.
I love it. That's how you get connected, and that's how you find out the ways up the mountain.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad that more, probably every day it can have more podcasts along the way in like the world, that which I'm really proud of about it, because more podcasts they can bring, the more memories they can have, that the people can want to see it again. That's how
that's true.
What
that's
it is.
True.
But at the same time, I know it's the same feeling of what you were as when you in projects for your career, like like I said, what I mentioned a lot. But anyway, so nothing else from that I'm saying from this for what seven question. But anyways,
well, Jake, I've got to run, but I just want to thank you very much, you guys, for having me on. And keep going, keep doing this, and
it's been a pleasure.
So many people to talk to, really.
And one more thing. So for people who would like to, contact you, where can people find you?
Oh, yeah, just I have a Facebook page, and I really don't have a big branding. I mean, I have had a long career. I'm not really pushing as hard. I'm sort of semi-retired, from my performing life, but still do things. And yeah, I mean, and certainly, through you guys, if you have other questions, send them to me, and I can answer them. And if other fans are interested, but mostly I'm just excited to see what you guys do. It's your turn.
Well, thank you.
And to entertain us.
Thank you. And Bruce, it's been an absolute honor having you as our first guest on the show.
Thank you. Thank you, Jake, for inviting me.
Yeah, no problem. So before we sign off, there's two things I want to say. So one, if you guys have any questions, like just questions, to Bruce, comment down below, and I can message Bruce as well for more questions. And I don't want to get super quick, 'cause I know you have to go. But last thing I'm going to say is, can you still do the voice of the dad from Francis?
I think it was my voice. It was just sort of a very, caring, loving, voice that I remember, from my dad, and I remember, people would like to have as a father. So it was just more of a focused, caring, loving, wanting my child to be happy, So I think that's a tone we all have.
Yeah,
they
probably just
in us creature. It was just a dad who loves.
Yeah, I love it so much, Dad. And you cut it out again. But anyways, I have nothing really else to say, but I'm glad that we got that long episode for him. With not a lot of questions, but we got so many of what for this episode was. Which I'm glad that and it's still I'm bad for Bruce side right now, but anyways, if it's gonna keep on going, I'm gonna be honest and say this.
Anyway, he left. Well,
yeah.
Well, everybody, that was Bruce Lanoil from Francis and a whole bunch of other shows. And Jake, like I said before, it's an honor getting to be a part of this show. But anyway, this isn't my show. This is Jake's show, so I'm going to leave the rest of the floor to Jake.
Yep. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys get more support for getting more episodes, comment down below and get more support and even like, comment, subscribe, share. It would appreciate for more support. The more support, the more happiness it can bring of what the show it can bring. That's which I'm glad we got that long. We got that long episode for. We didn't have all the questions we got, but of course, like what Bruce said. If you guys have any questions, just message him. Because we got which I'm glad we got some questions for him right now. With him, which I don't care. which is really awesome.
And everybody, we are trying to get more guests on here. We are not going to reveal exactly who we're getting, but some pretty big names out there that we're trying to get on some future episodes of our show. So
yep, and yep. So anyways, before we go, I'm gonna say this one question. Since Bruce Lanoil fan, and we already have a great experience for him being here. What you guys thoughts of the first episode, and for that we've done the first episode right now? I know Matthew
gave it a thumbs up.
I know he said it's good, but
let me give it 2 thumbs up. It was really fun getting to talk to Bruce. You know, especially
me too, Chris. Me too.
Especially since, you know, as short-lived as it was, I did grow up with Francis a lot on Sprout watching it. I think it was during the summer of like
me too. I remember,
maybe 2008, 2009.
I remember watching it
probably.
I remember watching it from on demand. I remember.
Yes, me too. I remember Bedtime for Francis. I think used to be on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I think one of my friends, Chorbuzz, told me. Shout out to you, Chorbuzz, if you're watching this.
Yes.
Which I think most likely you will. And of course, same to you, Bruce, if you're watching this at this point of this. But anywho, I have nothing else to say. But if I got to mention anything, just check the description. But anyways, I have nothing else to say. But this is what I'm about to say. Thank you all so much for watching this first episode of the podcast, which we really appreciate for watching here. And hope you guys be support for more episodes to come. And hope you guys are excited for more.
Real quick, lastly, links to these will be in the description, but be sure to like us on Facebook, and we also have Twitter and Instagram, and those links will be in the description. So be sure to give us a follow, and there's more, hopefully, but probably more exciting things to come.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to get more minutes here. Thank you all so much for watching. And this is me, Deffinbaugh, the host, and the co-host, Matthew Johnson, and Chris.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah, both of you, great for being co-hosts here for this great first episode, and for me as myself as the host for this, and we appreciate for me starting this. But anywho, thank you so much. Anyways, thank you for watching, and see y'all next time for our next episode of
Bye, everyone.
Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. I was about to say podcast, but anyways, show. Anyways, take care, everyone. Bye. See you later. Bye.
See you next time for another episode of Jake's Happy Nostalgia Show. See you again soon. Bye bye.